So here I am in Cannes today. It's a little bit breezy and I haven't got the external mic, but it's a beautiful day. Look at that. There's the mountains of the Estoril. Well, hills, they're not particularly high, but done a little bit of walking over there. Always pan round. And there's the Ile de Saint-Marguerite, the island over there, which once held a prison. And that's quite a nice trip from Cannes, or you can get a ferry from Cannes or Gulfswan. And years ago I was working on a boat in the yard here, but the yard seems to have almost vanished. I can see the moving crane is visible right now in the middle of the shop. I can't actually see the yard. They seem to be doing a lot of work here. Nice little beach here, and the beach is from here on over in that direction to our west are sandy beaches now, rather than the stones of that we have in Nice. Over in that direction is Mandelieu. Well, Cannes-la-Boca first, and then Mandelieu, and then further around was San Rafael and Fréjus. That's quite a big bit of bait this guy has got on the end of his line. Yep, it's pretty big. And it's just beautiful here today. This is the little beach here. And just been for lunch with my wife and her friend. And they've gone to browse the shops. And I'd rather browse the coast than the shops. It actually looks quite inviting for a swim, although it's going to be maybe 14 degrees. It may even be a bit cooler than that. So for most people it would be a wetsuit job, although this guy coming out looks like he's got a wetsuit on. I tend to forget, I haven't been here for a while, I tend to forget how chic Cannes is, and it's rather more upmarket than Nice, and in some ways the most sort of upmarket place on the whole of the Riviera. Everything's a little bit pricier, a little bit flashier than it is than we're used to in Nice. See right down to Mandelieu down there. It's nice. Had a very good moule marinier with frites. Not bad. I think it was 27 euros including a beer. So it's pretty reasonable. For Cannes, that's reasonable. Be a couple of euros less in normally where we are. A little bit windy here. There's a lot of new building here. Looks like maybe they're building the apartments, and this was where the boatyard was. So I'm not quite sure if the boatyard still exists. And there's the island in the distance, the island of Saint-Marguerite, and behind is another island, Saint-Honoré, I think it is, but I don't think the boats go there, but they do go to Saint-Marguerite. It's worth the trip. It's quite a nice place, and it's completely unspoiled, and there are no roads basically. It's just forest and a fort and some beaches. And over there in the distance is the Croisette of Cannes, which is famous for the many hotels. The Carlton, which you can see there's just about in the middle now, and you've got the Martinez, and when the film festival is on, that's really buzzing. The Croisette, all the film crews are there, and the stars come, and they hold the film festival inside the Palais de Festival, which is this building here, the white sort of modernish building. And yeah, it's quite nice being back here. I haven't been to Cannes for feels like a couple of years. This is the Capitanerie. Okay, so maybe this is just temporary for while they're doing the work. We're out of the wind anyway here. So there's the end of the quay, and then out that way. Eventually you'll go back to Nice in that direction. You can get pleasure boats from here to the islands, and also Saint-Tropez, and I think even Monaco, maybe. It's a fair trip to Monaco, I imagine. We're sort of 30-40 kilometers east of Nice here, and or 30 odd, and Monaco is about 25 the other way. So I'm imagining it's well over an hour by sea. And then the tower over there, amongst the trees, that's the old town of Cannes, which is really small, and unlike the old town in Nice, is not very developed at all. It's not been, it's not been done up for the tourists the way the old town is in Nice. Yeah, these are the boats that go to the islands. But it is a Sunday, so it's pretty quiet. But the kiosk just down there was open, so I guess you can still get a boat to the islands if you want. That's a gorgeous day. Yeah, and they're doing lots of work, as they always are, everywhere, this time of year. Now at the top of the old town, which we could see before, and it's quite a nice view over the islands, over there. I just asked the kiosk, and it's open. It's running today. The ferry to both the islands. 17 euros aller-retour, she said. So that's a little bit of tourist information. A great view of the marina and the Croisette further along there. One of the things I love about this part of the world, south of France in general, is the intensity of the light, even on a day like today. It's early January, but look at the light, look at the colour. That's what attracted the artists like Picasso and Matisse, Niki de Saint-Phal, quite a few others. Chagall, yeah, of course. It's probably a ferry just coming in there. That white boat in the centre there. So yeah, it's quite crowded up here actually. So that's where we ate, down there on the terrace there, in the sun. Beautiful, very nice it was. No complaints at all today about that. Very nice lunch in the sun with a friend. And it's looking in the other direction. This is looking west towards Mandelieu and the Massif of the Estoril there. Some nice old buildings here. But like I say, the old town in Cannes has never been sort of promoted in the same way as some of the older towns along the coast. Like, well, in Nice, but especially at Ez Village is a treadmill for the tourists, really. And yeah, so it's nice. Pretty good sailing day. Bit of a breeze today. Sort of miss my sailing days. Anyway, that is Cannes. So I've never been up here. This is the little remnant of some ramparts, and this is the church on top of the hill. And yeah, it's quite nice, quite interesting. There's the modern part of Cannes in the distance. It's quite a contrast, really. Completely different side of Cannes. These narrow streets, stone houses. It's nice. It's not like it's a complete contrast to the Noisette and you know, the big hotels and apartment blocks. Head on down back to Cannes. This mural on the subject, well, on the theme of film, because of course we are in Cannes. So there's the Voyage dans la Lune with 2001 underneath it. Laurel and Hardy, Frankenstein, I think Batman, Charlie Chaplin, all sorts of characters there. It's quite good actually. Back in the centre here really. And a few games of pétanque going on. Quite busy. Yes, Cannes is not bad at all. It's not a bad place. So, there you go.